everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flower. This is Robin. In today's video, I am taking care of a few tasks that I normally like to do around this time of year when the winter months are ending and we are welcoming in warmer weather. For instance, we've already noticed the hummingbirds have arrived, so I'm getting our hummingbird feeder ready. I'm just dissolving sugar into boiling water, and once that's cool, I can fill our hummingbird feeder, which we like to keep right outside our kitchen window so we can enjoy the hummingbirds while they're here. While I'm waiting for that to cool, I'm going to do a little maintenance on my cutting board. I have had so many questions about this cutting board. I got it at IKEA and I'm pretty sure they still have these. It's a great cutting board. I love how it fits right over the edge of the countertop, and you'll see when I flip it over that there's a little well in it so that if you cut up anything juicy, it doesn't drip off. And so you can flip it over to do that, like for instance, cutting a watermelon. And I just use soap and water to clean it. I never cut meat on it, so that way I make sure that I never have any cross-contamination issues. I have a plastic one that I use for meat, and that one I can put in the dishwasher. After it's thoroughly dry, I just spread some coconut oil all over it, and this is a really good way to make sure that it stays moisturized and will continue to serve you well. And I have heard it said that you should always wash both sides of a cutting board so that there's no warping. And I don't always oil the other side because I don't use it that often, but if it looks dry, I will do this on the other side as well. I start by spreading a somewhat thin layer of the coconut oil all over the cutting board with a paper towel. And then I'll usually let it sit for just a little while and then go back over it with a cotton cloth to sort of get up any excess that doesn't soak into the wood. Now to set up the hummingbird feeder. I found one similar to mine and put it in my Amazon store in case you're interested, but it's just really simple. It actually comes with the instructions, and I mixed together 2 cups of boiling water with a half a cup of sugar, and once that's dissolved and cool, I add it to the well of this hummingbird feeder and put the lid on. The red top attracts the hummingbirds and they know what to do when they get there. I'm just adding on to the window a little suction cup holder, and the first time I put it up, I realized I had it upside down. So once I flipped it over, I hung the hummingbird feeder, and now all you have to do is wait for the hummingbirds. While I was outside, I noticed in a flower pot where I had planted zinnias last year that new ones are coming up from last year's seeds. So I'm excited to see that, and also that a lot of other signs of spring have really emerged here in the Austin area after the deep freeze that we had. Once we spot hummingbirds in our yard, you never know how long it's going to take for them to find the bird feeder, but I was so lucky to be able to capture these 2 guys visiting the feeder to show you what we're able to see out of our kitchen window. The guys recently gave me this beautiful orchid, and I wanted to enjoy it in the kitchen, but also here on our kitchen table it will get lots of light and it'll be very happy. So I took the tulips off of the table and moved it over to the console behind our couch, and there I can enjoy it from pretty much anywhere downstairs as well. This week I was filming some cooking videos, so those are going to be coming up for you very soon. But of course I made a big mess in the kitchen and it had to be cleaned up. But with the magic of YouTube and my powers of editing, I can make it be done just like that. I wish. Also this week, I wanted to experiment with making a chili in my Instant Pot with the recipe that I normally like to use, and I wanted to use dry beans to do it. So I soaked the beans, and later when I tried making the Instant Pot chili, it was a little bit of a fail in that it didn't get done as fast as I had hoped. So I'm gonna tweak that recipe and keep working on it, and when I've perfected it, I will share it with you. Smelled amazing, and I actually used some canned cherry tomatoes instead of the diced or crushed tomatoes that I usually use, and it was really good. It just took a lot longer for the beans to be tender, so like I said, I'll keep working on it and then I'll let you know how to do it. Also this week, I enjoyed making a couple of projects with my essential oils that arrived from my Simply Earth recipe box. The April box is all about promoting a good night's sleep, and I couldn't wait to try out some of these recipes. Diffuser blends are usually my favorite, and that's what I show you most of the time, but this time I could not wait to try out this Lights Out Reed Diffuser blend. And this month's box includes a solubilizer, very hard to say, but not hard to use. And you just add this to the essential oils to help them be more water soluble, and therefore the scent can be distributed through the reeds into your room. And I love these oils. They smell amazing, and this is going to be so nice to put on my bedside table to help me get a good night's sleep. This month's box contains Sleepy, which is a custom blend, and it's very comparable to Serenity by doTERRA or Sleepilise, I think that's how you say it, from Young Living, and it smells amazing. And then to make this diffuser blend, you use the 3 other oils that come in this month's box, which are Juniper Berry, Copaiba, and Balsam Fir. And you just blend those together with the solubilizer and then the water in a little glass bottle. I had an old bottle from some essential oils that were long gone, but I saved the bottle, and I'm glad I did because it was the perfect size to blend this. But I've also used something like an old spice jar, and that works great too to make a reed diffuser. And the reeds come in this month's box. So once you have everything blended together, you just pour it back into the bottle and it's ready to go. Simply Earth is where I get all of my essential oils, and that's because they are 100% pure and they are about 1/3 the price of the major brands. And a lot of the blends that they offer are very comparable to those brands. So they always send you 4 essential oils, about 6 really amazing recipes so that you'll know how to use them and you can experiment in new ways. They come with stickers and some extras that you'll need for making the recipe. And when you start your subscription with Simply Earth, they send you a big box containing all kinds of carrier oils and glass bottles and roller bottles, things like that. It's great if you are just getting accustomed to essential oils and you would like to learn more, or if you have been using essential oils for years and you would just like to learn some new ways to use them. And subscriptions can be canceled at any time, so there is no long-term commitment. All of the oils are also sold individually, so no subscription required. Definitely check them out if you're interested. I will have a link down in the description box, and if you use my code FAITHANDFLOURFREE, you will get a $40 gift card that you can apply to a future purchase when you start your subscription with Simply Earth. This week, to switch things up, I usually do this in the kitchen. I decided to set up my ironing board here in the bedroom. And so our bedroom smells amazing with the reed diffuser that I just put in here. So I'll be enjoying that. But also I can watch something on TV, probably a YouTube video, while I get my ironing done. Watched last week's video, you'll know that our family did a spring clean upstairs, and this is part of that. But one thing that I didn't get to, along with cleaning the curtains, and that's on my list for another day, is to clean out this beverage fridge. And so this area gets pretty neglected because we don't use it a whole lot, and we also don't drink a ton of soda. But every once in a while, when I see a good deal on soda, I'll stock up, and I will take this opportunity to clean out this refrigerator. There are a few drinks left in some of these boxes. They aren't the prettiest to look at. And I just need to wipe down the shelves. So I'm just using one of my eCloth microfiber cloths to wipe down the shelves. I'm just using it dampened with water. And then I'll follow with the window and polishing cloth, and that will make sure that it dries with no streaks and will be crystal clear. All that's left to do is open up the boxes and fill the refrigerator. And I know that it's probably a little strange and not everybody's gonna get it, but I know some of you will. I find this so satisfying. everything's put away in the refrigerator and it's nice and neat, I'm just going to wipe down everything just like I did on the inside, on the outside. And one of the things I love about using e-cloths is that I only need water, I don't need any special products, and I also don't have to have separate products for the glass and the stainless steel. They work great on both, no problem. As I was breaking down the boxes to put in the recycling bin, I noticed some water on the floor and I thought it was just condensation until I picked up this box. And obviously some of the ginger ale that we already had in the refrigerator, there were just a couple of cans, must have leaked. And so I went back into the refrigerator to see if I could figure out what was going on, and none of the ones from that box were leaking, so I guess it was an old one. I don't know. But in any case, now I need to clean the floor. So after I got these boxes out of the way, I just used the same e-cloth to clean up the floor. Because I didn't want to leave any stickiness behind on the floor, I went and rinsed out my e-cloth really well and then came back and went over it again, and that job was done. There are always little tasks throughout the day and throughout the week that I like to get done in the kitchen. Of course, whenever I have dishes drying in the drying rack, I like to get those put away and the drying rack cleared off the kitchen counter. Before I start any meal prep or cooking in the kitchen, I usually tidy up first. It just makes me feel better and I feel more like getting everything out to start whatever I need to do. A lot of you guys have asked about how we like our Berkey water filter, and you can see me filling it up here. I really enjoy it, our whole family does, and I've been keeping it here next to the kitchen sink because it's really convenient. And in the sort of cooler months, I didn't mind drinking the water room temperature, but now that the weather's heating up, I wanted to make a little bit of water that I could keep in the refrigerator. And so I sliced up a lemon, and I found these beautiful lemons that are seedless from the grocery store. They are so juicy and they taste so good. So I filled my pitcher with that, and then I filled the pitcher with some Berkey filtered water and put it in the refrigerator so that we can enjoy it cold. It just takes a few minutes for the water to run through the filter, and then I can fill my pitcher. So while I was waiting for that, I switched out my paper towel holder. This paper towel holder has been in use for a very long time. We got this from IKEA right after we got married. I painted it black, and I feel like it's just time to get something a little fresher, a little newer for the kitchen. So I got this one from Amazon. I like the stainless steel look of this one better. I think it coordinates with everything in the kitchen better, but I'm not getting rid of the black one. I'm going to paint that one and put it in our laundry room. Watering my plants is one task that I really enjoy. I don't have a lot of houseplants, but I really do take pride and pleasure in the ones that I do have. This one I've had for quite some time. I guess it's like a spider plant or snake plant, not really sure. And this one is a Chinese money plant, and it just keeps hanging in there even though it doesn't seem to be really thriving. So if you guys have any tips for me, I'd really appreciate it. And I know they both really like the light and they don't like a lot of water. And then this one is a peace lily, and it is doing really well. It's super healthy, but it doesn't really bloom a lot. I like this container that it's in because the strings wick it up and I just have to fill the container underneath, so it always has the right amount of water. And then I have an aloe plant and another one called a Colanchi, I think. It was a gift from my friends at Bible study, and it definitely needs to be trimmed. It's kind of wild, but it's blooming right now, so I'm enjoying it. And sort of my favorite plants, I shouldn't play favorites, but the ones that I enjoy probably the most are my orchids. And I am usually pretty lucky with getting them to rebloom each year. Right now I have 5, so I have a brand new one, and I have 4 that I had previously. 2 of them have flower spikes, and the other 2 are really healthy, but I'm not sure they're going to bloom this year. And I really enjoy taking a little time each week to water them. And so I just simply water them in their container and let all of the water drain out. I let them sit in the bottom of the sink so that they drain completely before I put them back. And then I also like to give them a little bit of a mist because I know they like humidity. And I find the key with orchids is having them in a location that they really love. So we actually have a south-facing window, and they do great there. I hope you enjoyed today's video, that it gave you some homemaking inspiration to start your week. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe before you go. We'd love to have you join our Faith and Flower community. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me here today. I look forward to talking with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.